Hey, musical theater people. How are you? It's been a few days since I did a Building Your Book video, so I thought I would do one today. Admittedly, sometimes we can get bored with the music that we're working on. Either we've been working on a song so long because we've been having troubles with it, or we just kind of fall out of love with it. We loved it in the beginning and, whatever. So I wanted to talk today about songs and shows that are based on literature, either novels or poems, okay? The written word, if you will. And the reason that I bring this up is because, for me, one of the wonderful things about musical theater is that a lot of it is very historically based. And if you know me, you know how much I love period film. I love plays that are set in the past. Yeah. So these are shows and songs that are very inspiring, I think, to work on, because if you do the research, if you really know the songs, if you really do the research, you are going to know more about the character, more about where the storyline is going, more about where this song fits in the story. Is it an aria that's just, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, or does it move the story along? Okay? So here we go. Number one, Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. That is based on Leo Tolstoy's Russian novel, War and Peace. Now, I just watched a series, I think it was 8 parts, an 8-part series, War and Peace, on either Netflix or Hulu, and it was fantastic. And it wasn't too detailed, it gets into all those novels that are like 8 million pages long, get into all these like sub storylines, and it wasn't hard to stay with the story. Okay, so I highly recommend that should you want to check out War and Peace, because you're studying more about Great Comet. Okay, so the 2 songs that I love from this show, and you could certainly like others, No One Else, that's sung by the soprano Natasha, and Sonia Alone, that is sung by the mezzo role Sonia. Okay, so check those out. I don't have to get into Les Mis, okay, because I'm not a fan. Many of you live for Les Miserables, but I don't, and that's okay. So just know, if you've been working on the music and you want to dive in even more, go to the novel, and figure out other things about the characters that will be more meat on the bone for you, I think. Next, Phantom. Stinko. Okay. It's not my fault. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I'm sorry. But you know all about it. It's another, French novel. And, yeah, I'm not a fan. That's okay. Moving on, The Color Purple. Oh my God. If you don't know The Color Purple, y'all better do yourself a favor and know The Color Purple. So it was a novel by Alice Walker, and it was a film, and then it went to Broadway, produced by Oprah, as in Oprah Winfrey. And then there was a revival in like 2016 or something like that. Don't quote me on that date. I saw both the original production and the revival. I liked the original production better than the revival, but both were magnificent, really. There's nothing in this score that you want to forward through. It's fantastic. My favorite things are the title song, right? The color purple, that we call the titular song, Titular, just for musical theater trivia if you needed to know that. So the color purple. There's an ensemble song called Miss Seeley's Pants. Love it. So fun. And then there's a ballad that's very jazz blues oriented called What About Love. So check those out. Check those out. Next, Ragtime. Beautiful, beautiful show. That's based on a book by E.L. Doctorow. The novel was written in the mid-70s. And it's just a beautiful storyline. There's wonderful music from it. Yeah. So my favorite songs from that are Your Daddy's Son and Make Them Hear You. Okay? So check out Ragtime, songs from Ragtime. 6, Wicked. Come on, y'all, right? The novel by Gregory Maguire. The show was written by Stephen Schwartz, and but the lyrics were done by Winnie. Is it Holtzman? Did I write that down anywhere? I think Winnie Holtzman. Okay, we never say her name. We say Stephen Schwartz. And yeah, it's great. It took him 8 years to write that masterpiece, but you know, we got to give the book. Oh, not the lyrics. She wrote the book. And guys, when I talk about the book for a musical, I'm not talking about the novel that it's based on. I'm talking about the script, okay? In film and television, we call it a script. In straight plays, many times you'll call it the script, or with Shakespeare, the text, or what, you know, whatever. But the book is the actual dialogue, okay, that puts all of the music, you know, together, okay? So the book was written by Winnie Holtzman, the script based on the novel. And I'll know if you go back a step further from that, it's based on L. Frank Baum's The Wizard of Oz. Obviously, okay? And last but not least, and I love, love, love this show, and I love the backstory even more, okay? This is Cabaret by Kander and Ebb. It was written in the 1960s, and it's based on stories by Charles Isherwood. And Charles Isherwood was a journalist that in 1931, he went to Berlin. And he wrote about what was going on in Berlin. Now, it wasn't, World War II had not been declared yet, but you could tell the Nazis were coming into power, unfortunately. And so that is that's the backstory. But Charles, he writes about himself being a character and falling in love with an English, as not English, the language, right? English British, right? Entertainer, actress, named Sally Bowles. And yeah, it's just, look that up because it's really fascinating. And again, this video in the Building Your Book series is about finding songs that might give you a different kind of challenge and might not necessarily be for an audition or a specific performance, but you want to learn it because you're so fascinated with the story. And that's what, you know, that's what draws me to so much of theater and musical theater. What else was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. At any rate, yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this list, and I hope that you will look into some of these. And I will also do a Building Your Book video that the musicals are based on actual people, okay? Like Annie Oakley and Max Sennett and that kind of thing. All right. So you can be looking for that coming up. I don't know when. All right. So I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves. Please stay singing, keep singing every day. And it doesn't have to be anything specific. Just make up your own warm-ups. It doesn't have to be anything formal, but just keep your voice, keep your voice moving. And as far as acting goes, guys, you don't have to have anything specific at home. Now, if you want to reach out to me, I will send you a couple of monologues, but there are books all over your house, right? Open up a book and start reading, out loud. Work on your diction. Think about your breath. Think about observing the grammar, all of that kind of thing. And these are just basics. We're going back to basics. This is a great time to do that. All right. So take care of yourselves, everybody, and I will see you next time.